Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Free Play. Today we are playing a game called Everlasting Summer. This week it mentions this theme of like anime dating sim. Not a real reason why. These are just like two of the most popular things that popped up on Steam. I was looking for something that I hadn't seen before, something I hadn't chosen to put in the list yet. I'm gonna have to add them to the list and mark them off so I don't play them again. So here's just like the author's like, hey, you know, this is not against anybody or anything, and all the people are 18 and have consent, and you know, we aren't trying to defend anybody. So here we go. As soon as I hit start on the game, I will start the timer like always. So we'll play 20 minutes and we'll go through it from there. New game. Dear Pioneer, you're on the verge of wonder discovery. The doors of the most wonderful place in the world, our favorite camp, Sonovoko, have opened before you, and you'll remember this session for the rest of your life. Welcome. Okay, so here we go. 20 minutes on the clock. I feel like every time I play something where I don't think I'm gonna finish it, it's like a race against time. I was having that dream once again. That dream. Same thing every night. But it's all forgotten in the morning as usual. Maybe it's for the best. Only glimpse of memory will remain. Of gates half opened is inviting me somewhere, with two frozen stone pioneers standing close by. And also that strange girl who keeps asking me. What? What does she ask us? Will you come with me? Come? But where? And why? And where am I anyway? Of course it all happened in real life. I certainly would have been scared. Well, what else would I expect to feel? This is just a dream. The same one I see every night. There must be a reason. You don't have to know where or why to realize something is really happening. Something desperately sinking my attention. Since everything that surrounds me here is real. As real as things in my own flat. I could open the gates, hear the hinges creak, brush the crumbling rust away with my hand, inhale the fresh, cool air, and shiver from the cold. I could, but to do that, I would need to pick myself up and take a step and move my hand. But this is a dream, I understand that. But what of it? What does my understanding change? Wow, this is not about a dream. Because here it is, just like on the other side of the cracked screen of an old TV, which struggles to fight against static noise and strives to show its audience everything without missing a single detail. But the picture is getting blurry. I must be waking up soon. We're awake! No. Maybe I should ask her something. The girl. What's her name? About the stars, for instance. Why the stars, though? I'd rather ask about the gates. Yes, the gates. She'd be so surprised. Or better, why the dot over an I is called a tittle. The dot over J is called a superscript dot. Nice letters. As if they don't exist anymore. Still, what do letters, gates, and stars have to do with this place? Because even if I'm having this dream every night, which will be forgotten soon anyway, I've had to look for answers here and now. And there, if you look carefully, you can see the Magellanic clouds. I'm not sure if I said that right. So if I ended up in the southern hemisphere. Are we waking up yet? Nope, we're still in dreamland. In a dream, there are small things that catch your attention: a natural color of glass, impossible curve of straight lines, or your own distorted reflection, while the real danger, which can be put to an end of everything right here now, seems trivial. It's natural, since here you cannot die. I know it for sure. I've done it hundreds of times. But if you cannot die, is there a point to living? I should ask a girl. She's a local. She would know. Yes, exactly. I should ask her about the owl, for example. One strange bird it is. Though it doesn't matter. Will you come with me? And every time I have to answer. It's the only way. Otherwise the dream will never end, and I'll never wake up. Yes, I'll come with you. Every time I start deciding the answer. Where am I? What am I doing here? Who is she? And why does so much in my life depend on the answer? Or maybe it doesn't. It's just a dream after all. Just a dream. We trying to date Dream Girl? Blurry keyboard. Blurry keyboard. What the hell is on our screen? Did you guys see that? What is that? The computer screen stared at me if it was alive. Blink. Sometimes the early days seemed to me as conscious of itself and its own thoughts, wishes, ambitions, that it had feelings, could love and suffer. I wonder what this does. As far as the show screen was an instrument. It was me who was a lifeless piece of plastic and textile. Oh, it's saving. I don't want that. Don't want that either. Oh, you don't want to quit? Weird animal girl. And that is load. There's some truth in that, probably because the computer provides 9% of my communication with the outside world. And anonymous image boards, some chats from time to time, really ICQ or Jabber, and forums even more rarely. So we are internet nerds. Maybe stalkers. People that know the internet cable simply do not exist. All of them are simply creations of sick imagination, an error code, or a kernel bug which started living on its own. Wouldn't that make us one of those? People... I did all this. It's a light! If one looked at my existence from the outside, such thoughts would seem crazy, and psychologists would probably surely give me much sophisticated diagnosis, as maybe doctors roll through the loony bin. Small apartment with no signs of repair or any semblance of order, and it's always the same view out of the window on the gray megalopis running somewhere day and night, such the conditions of my life. Oh, there's some music. Finally. Well, of course, it didn't all start like this. When I was born, I went to school and finished it like all the others. I was accepted at a university where I spent a year and a half trailing behind and struggling, drifted through several jobs. Sometimes I was working out quite well, sometimes I was even getting decent money for it, but it all felt like it was not mine, as if taken from another man's biography. I wasn't living life to its fullest. It was looping over and over in my circles, like in the movie Groundhog Day. It's just that I had no choice how to spend my day, and every day repeated itself, the same vicious spiral. A spiral of emptiness, misery, and despair. I'm glad that whole page didn't fill up. For the last few years, I just sat in front of my screen all day. Sometimes there were menial jobs, sometimes my parents helped me. All in all, I was able to provide for myself. No wonder, really, since my needs are quite minor. I hardly leave my home, and my communication with other people almost exclusively consists of online correspondence with the anonymous, who have no real name, no age, no gender. The backwards. So in brief, a typical life of a quite typical asocial person of his time. Kind of a Donnie Darko on a minor scale, without doomsday-related visions. Maybe some highly respected author will write a novel about me, and it'll become a contemporary classic of modern literature. I started reading fast because it was scrolling fast. Or I'll write one of myself. However, what's the point of fooling myself? I tried many times, but I couldn't even come up with a simple short story. I tried to learn many other things as well. Not gifted enough to draw. Programming got bored. Foreign languages take so much time. The only thing I loved doing was reading, but I still never called myself a scholar. Perhaps I was an ace at watching anime and grandmaster of the lamest internet jokes. If I were to get paid for it, I'd probably be a happier person, a richer person too, but I doubt fill the hole inside me. Okay, this isn't even summer. Today was a typical day of a typical failurer's typical life. Today is the day when I have to go to my university reunion. Frankly speaking, I didn't really want to go. I didn't really want to. What's the point? The time I spent with them was so short. However, I was persuaded by a friend, my former university mate, and one of the few whom I kept in touch other than through the internet. Talking to me, my throat itch. It's winter, and the game is called Everlasting Summer. I am confused. Frosty evening. Bus stop waiting. I never liked winter, though hot summer is not my season either. It's just that I see no reason to find out a particular time of the year. It doesn't matter much what the weather is outside when you stay home 24/7. Bus today was running late, so I was about to curse at it all and spend the last few hundred rubles for a taxi. The idea of just returning home didn't cross my mind for some reason. As usual, millions of thoughts flew through my mind, accidentally clicked. Such a thought that could bring existence, give a shape, turn an idea, and put it into practice. Maybe I could start my own business. But where would I get the money from? Or maybe I could go back to working in an office. No way. Maybe I should try freelancing. But what skills do I have, and who would want me after all? I suddenly remembered my childhood. Or rather, my teen years. The time when I was 15 to 17 years old. By exactly those years? No idea. I guess it was because back then everything was much more simple. It was easier to make decisions, so complicated now and so simple then. Waking up in the morning, I knew exactly how my day was going to pass, and I was eagerly looked forward to the weekend. Then I could get some rest and have time for things I liked: computer, football, going out with friends. And then, at the beginning of the next week, I'd take up my studies again. Back then, there were no such worrying questions like why, who needs it, what will change if I do it, or what will not change. A simple lifestyle, so casual for any normal person, and so odd to myself today. That careless childhood age. It was also then when I met my first love. Her appearance and personality vanished from my memory. Only her name remains, like a brief line from a social network profile, along with the feelings which overwhelmed me when I was with her. Affection, tenderness, and the desire to care for her and protect her. Sadly, it didn't last long. Today, I can hardly imagine something like that happening. I would probably like to meet a girl, but I don't know how to start a conversation, one earth to discuss, and how to attract her. Well, I haven't met any suitable girls for a long time, but where could I meet one anyway? Your university reunion. The sound of the engine brought me back to reality. The bus pulled over. There was something abnormal about it, I thought. And again, it didn't matter. Only 410 runs this route. Guys, playing these reminds me why I don't really necessarily play dating sims all that often. They're so sad. Why is there fire coming from this bus? Streetlights pass me by with their cold light sparks inside me, trying to ignite feelings long dead. I may not, or maybe not ignite, just awaken them. Because those feelings, they have been living me for a long time, slumbering and waking up again. The driver's radio was playing something very familiar tune, but I wasn't listening to it. I was watching the cars pass by through the fogged up window. Because people were always rushing somewhere, chasing something they need, stuck in their own little worlds. Why would they care about mine? They probably have their own serious problems, or maybe they have much easier lives. You know, you can't know for sure, since all people are different. Or are they? Sometimes someone's actions can easily be predicted, but if you try to look inside his soul, you only see words. The bus was approaching downtown, and my thoughts were interrupted by the bright city lights. Hundreds of billboards, thousands of cars, millions of people. I watched the light show, and somehow I got terribly sleepy. We fell asleep on the bus. I was master, and then... Day 1. Bright daylight struck my eyes. At first I didn't pay attention, I wasn't fully awake yet. On their own, my legs carried me towards the door. See him on. Damn, it looks like I fell asleep and missed my stop. But there was no door. I looked around the bus and realized it wasn't a good, worn-out Lizaise. Instead, the bus was an Icarus model, a new one. Frozen in shock. How? What? Am I dead? Have I been kidnapped? No, I must be dead. I patted myself down, furiously slapped myself painfully in the face 2 times, banging my forehead on the back of one of the bus seats. It's clear, I'm either alive, I'm still alive, or you can feel pain when you're dead. But how could this happen? Maybe I slept for too long and ended up in the bus depot. And then what? Did they put me on another bus? Rushed out and took a look around. Rainy wherever I looked, tall grass on the roadside, trees, flowers, summer. But how? It was winter just a moment ago. My head was aching unbearably. As though I was going to explode. Slowly I began to remember. What are we remembering? A long road running off into this forest, plains, fields, lakes, and forests again. I think I was sleeping, but then how can I remember all of it? And then, a gap. Some girl leaning over me. Shelby whispered something into my ear. And a gap again. Then I woke up here. Who was that strange girl? Was she just a dream? For some reason, thinking about her made me feel better and calmed me down a little. I felt warmth all over coming from the inside. Could it be her who brought me here? Then I need to find her. And the best place to look for her is away from here. I rushed to the left and to the right and then stopped hesitating. Where finally I ran in the direction from which the bus probably came. Physical exercise does refresh one's mind. Thoughts became clearer, and it gets a little easier to evaluate the surrounding reality. Not my case, however. I was sitting on the roadside wheezing and trying to ease my sore throat by gulping breaths of hot air. In any case, the run did its job. The fear withdrew for a little while. Maybe I really am just dreaming. Though recalling my self-harm on the bus, I immediately rejected the idea. I'm neither dreaming nor dead. A narrow road ran through the field, far into the distance. The exact same road from my dream. Must be very far away from home. And it's not just that it was winter yesterday and summer now. It's the whole environment. Of course, summer is usually like this, green and hot, but here everything is not entirely lifelike. Everything looked like it was taken from the paintings of a Russian landscape artist of the 19th century. The grass was just too lush, the bushes not like what the bushes should be. They are so thick. They're thick that you can't see anything through them, like a tree top, honestly. And the trees themselves. The forest was quite far away, but the trees looked as if they had closed their ranks and now were just waiting for the order to advance onto the fields and plains. I caught my breath, looked at the bus, which was now barely visible. That was a good run. Fear overtook me once again. Those power lines. There must be people here. What does that mean? In fact, it means nothing at all. Couldn't they have power lines even in hell? Roasting cinders over hot coals, that's still last century. Must have reached the point of no return, after which you either lose your mind completely or finally try to understand what is going on. And while I still have a choice, I should pick the second option. I slowly head back to the bus. Of course it was scary, but I'm not likely to find an answer in the fields or the woods of this wrecked bucket of bolts. It's the only link that I have with the real world. Back to the bus. Hey, look, it's that gate. I should carefully scout out the area. Sokonet means owlet. The brick wall and the gates crowned with Sokonet. Owlet. Statues of pioneers standing on either side and a road sign nearby showing the bus route number 410. The trip's taking a bit too long today. I smirked. A person might start acting inappropriately in extreme situations. Something like that is probably happening to me now. This place didn't look abandoned at all. No rust on the gates, no damage on the walls. Owlet. What could have a name like that? Judging by the pioneer statues, it could be a kid's summer camp. Moreover, it appears to be open. Of course, the simplest explanation, logically speaking, explains nothing at all. The strange girl, the altered bus, summer, the pioneer camp. Thousands of theories went through my mind instantly. From alien abduction to lethargic sleep, from hallucination to a time and space shift, none was worse than the other, but there was really no way to pick a single one. It occurred to me I can try to make a phone call. God, we're slow. I took out my cell phone and dialed the first number from my contact list. But instead of single strength bars on the screen was showing a thick cross. Alright, there may be no signal in such a remote place. Though I cannot be the only one who came here. Buses don't drive themselves. I examined the bus from both sides to make sure it wasn't a hallucination. Bits of dirt on the bottom, some rust here and there, faded paint, worn out tires. No, this is definitely an ordinary Icarus. Yeah, exactly the kind of bus that takes you to places beyond your understanding if you carelessly fall asleep. I gave a nervous chuckle. It came out by itself, sporadically, because it wasn't the right place or time to laugh. Where on earth is the driver? I cautiously sat down on the curb beside the bus and started to wait. Is that how you spell curb with K? That was the C. My patience didn't last long. My anxiety seemed to reach its peak, and I started to go slightly mad. In such a situation, anyone would have probably felt something similar. Aliens and parallel universes were gone from imagination, leaving only void and darkness. This is how everything will end, how my life will end. But I wanted to do so much more. There's so many things that I had no time for yet. I was overwhelmed by the idea. There's definitely the end. But why? This is not fair. Surely no worse than anyone else. God, why? Tears were burning my eyes unbearably. I curled up and started rolling in the grass. Why? What did I do? Why me? My cries were only heard by the speechless statues of the pioneers. A bird on a tree, which immediately flapped its wings and took off, crying out something in its own bird language. It's laughing at the idiot who dared to interrupt its after-dinner nap. I was left breathless from weeping and lay quietly, sobbing occasionally. Well, guys, that is the 20 minutes. We didn't get a lot from this, but let's go ahead and go to the Steam page. I need to do that. There we go. Here's the Steam page. There we go. It loaded up for you guys. It says it's very positive. I'm not sure what's happening. I'd say go ahead and play it, guys. It seems interesting. It can be in Spanish too. He's supposed to be just an ordinary young man. Oh, so it is a love story. So you're in Russia. Cool. 13 possible endings, guys. So, there's 13 endings. So, you guys go play it. Everlasting Summer, free on Steam. Check it out. Play it. Tell me what ending you guys do. Once I finish at least one ending, I'll go ahead and put it in the description. Tell you guys what ending I got. Because I'm gonna finish playing it because I started it. I'll check you guys next week for another episode of Free Play. I hope you guys have a happy holiday because this is the only thing I'm recording before Christmas for me. You guys have a happy holiday, and I'll see you guys